Good good afternoon. My name is Sugar. Welcome to Sugarheads Live. Today's topic is Trinidad and Tobago versus Jamaica. Well, it seems like those two countries, um, we always seem to have problems with each other. I don't know. Well, I do know why, and I'm gonna tell you. But Trinidad food is great, and so is Jamaican food. Of late, I haven't been enjoying some of these restaurants. You know, back in the day when I was a young adult in my 20s, I mean, earlier on, but I'm talking about in my party scene, which was in my 20s and 30s. Um, you know, I, it had some great Caribbean restaurants and it had some great Jamaican restaurants. But of late, no. The food sucked. The food is greasy. It's no taste. They don't care how they prepare it. They don't care how it looks when they send it to you. As long as they get the money out your hand, everything after that, they don't care. And several restaurants I met up like that. And when they get their money, they would be laughing. Oh, well, call whoever, call Uber. We don't care, blah, 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 blah. They're not going to do nothing to us or whatever. And even though you try to patronize these places, some of their attitudes suck because they're in it for the money. They're not in it to really let the customer enjoy the food or anything like that. So I don't really tend to go to Jamaican restaurants anymore because the new owners, because there was a couple of restaurants that I grew up eating from, so I started, going back to them, but the attitude sucked, food stuck, everything. And so one time I was talking to my son about it. He's like, Mom, what did you eat today? And I said, oh, I ate from such and such restaurant. And I said, the food was nasty, the fish was hard, burnt rice, and it looked like it was stale food or whatever the case may be. And he's, oh yeah, their food is no good anymore. It's not like they used to be. Then later on, I found out that the owner sold the restaurant, so there's a new owner, and basically they don't care anymore in these restaurants. They just to get their money, and when you come to complain, they take offense of it as opposed to fixing the problem. Even though you approach the matter, a nice manner, or these people who work at the desk or answer the phones, they don't own the restaurant. So, say for instance, I have a problem with one of my neighbors, and she's been stalking me, and she downloaded something on my phone. I'm trying to get the FBI to track it and stuff like that, so it can get off my phone. But anyway, so every time her and her daughter see me call a restaurant, and especially Jamaican restaurant because she's Jamaican, every time they see me call a restaurant, they would either call the restaurant and tell them whatever, whatever. Even with my Chinese food, I don't like greasy food. I'm getting older. I try not to eat too much greasy stuff. They would say put a whole bunch of grease. Oh, don't make it dry. Or if I don't like white meat chicken, I tell them dark meat. They would call the person and tell them dark meat. Or if my food is delivered, they would come outside and God knows do whatever. A normal person would beat the shit out of them. But this is the kind of things you have to deal with these restaurants. But the food these days in these Jamaican restaurants, no, they suck. But Jamaican food is great. When you meet a person of Jamaican who can really cook, they can throw down. I'm telling you. Um, I had what do you call those? A mother-in-law. Sorry, I had a mother-in-law. She's from Jamaica, and her food was really great. Her food was great. She would invite her son over on a Sunday, and we would go over there on a Sunday, and she would cook for us, and we would sit down and talk. Me, her, my boyfriend, and her husband would sit down and talk and get to know each other, whatever, whatever. Because we've been together for 10 years, and we lived together for, we've been together longer, but we lived together for 10 years. So, finally, I don't like meeting, I'm not one of those women that like meeting in-laws. So if my boyfriend never showed me his family, I don't care. I'm not one of those girls that feel insecure that if he doesn't introduce me, then I'm not the main girl. No, I don't like meeting in-laws. You understand? Because it's their son and they're very protective about their boys. And I have a mouth, and I don't want to disrespect anybody and anybody's family if I feel slighted in any which way. So I usually stay out of his business with his family because I don't want anything to interrupt him and the flow of how his family treat him. You understand? So a lot of people just don't understand me. I can't be around the bullshit. And when you're slick with your mouth and I pick it up, I tend to respond. And you try to hold it in as much as possible, but then people still try to be slick. So I try not to. I'm not the one that is impressed if a man takes me to see his mom or his sisters. I don't want to meet him. I don't want to meet him. Why? Because I don't let you meet my family on the giddy up. I don't. I don't do that. I believe that when you meet a guy, you get to know him. You get to know if he's into you, if you and him can make it or whatever. Are you just dating? Do we see a future with me, or do I see a future with you? And then maybe a year and a half later, you'll meet my family. Yeah, not no 3 months or 6 months, or it takes a while for me to introduce you to any of my family, because I'm finicky, you might be finicky, and we getting to know each other, and the first 3 months is bliss, and then after that, the real you come out. And I want to see the real you, so I don't introduce anybody very quickly to my family. So back in the day when I used to party, my friend, she used to only hang out in Jamaican clubs. She used to only date Jamaicans. Me, myself, I'm Trini. She was American, but you couldn't tell because everything about her was Jamaican. So when we first met, I thought she was Jamaican, and then later on, well, she told me she's American, and then she told me she only dates Jamaican men. At that point, I never dated a Jamaican guy, and that's not never, but yeah, no, that's not true. I did. That's not true. At that point, I wasn't really into Jamaican men, or in that fact, I wasn't into Trini men, and that's where I'm from. I'm from Trinidad. So I just say okay and whatever. So it ensued, and we started going to clubs, and the only club she wanted to go to was Jamaican club. So, long story short, her and I became best friends, and since that's where she always wanted to go, I enjoyed it because I was still young, whatever, so I partied in the clubs that she partied in, and all my other friends wanted to go out. So my friends don't get along with each other because I think I explained it in my other videos that pretty girls tend not to get along. And plus, they all run in the same circle, and they started dating the same guys, except for one or two. They wasn't really into the Jamaican scene or whatever the case may be, but they didn't like to party with anybody. So party with anybody or go out with anybody. So anytime I go with certain people, it would just be me and them at all times. I couldn't understand. I'm like, the more the merrier. She's like, nah, I don't want to hang around a whole bunch of women. I'm inviting you. Don't bring anybody. She used to tell me, don't bring anybody extra, because I don't like hanging around with people, blah, blah. So, and her and I friendship lasted 20 years. So I understood. We met in high school. And so I dealt with it, and her and I partied together, but separate from my other friends. And then my other friend, she didn't party with some of my other friends, and me and her, we partied separately. But the rest of us, we didn't party together, but we always partied in the same clubs. We hung around the same circle. So we all come separately, but then when we get in the club, we go and talk to each other, separately, and get to know each other. And the music was good, the food was great. Those are the wild times, or whatever. So, but what I didn't like about Jamaican clubs was um, everybody just dressed up and didn't really dance with anybody, except if you dance with you brought your guy or you brought your girl. I mean, they would come talk to you, whatever the case may be, or buy you a drink or whatever. But there wasn't a lot of dancing. Everybody would just be in the middle of the floor, on the side of the floor, just bopping to the music. And I did what? I did like 7, 8 years of that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of it. You go to the club, you want to talk to people, socialize, whatever. And so when I started living with my boyfriend, every weekend we would go out. He was Jamaican. Every weekend we would go out, and I would have a more better time because my man was there. So I danced with him, or you know, even if I bop by myself, I know that if I wanted to dance, he was there, whatever. Because I'm always, I'm always lucky to meet guys that's very sociable. Because I'm an introvert. You have to really drag it out of me, and when you drag it out of me, I'm the life of the party. But at first, when you meet me, you be like, oh my gosh, she's so quiet and she's all by herself. Yeah, because I'm checking out the scenery and I'm seeing what's going on or whatever. But I'm an introvert, so when you get to see me, you be thinking I'm a fuddy duddy or whatever the case may be. My family's sick of my humor. My family's sick of my humor. I have a good sense of humor, but when I first enter an environment, when I first meet somebody, I really have to feel you out, whatever. Then I'm a wild child, please. I'm all over the place, dragging people on the floor. I'm dancing in the middle of the floor, and I'm doing the most. That was me. I haven't partied in a while. But I've always been lucky to date guys that's extroverts. And that's what an introvert need. So I've always been lucky because all the guys I dated are extroverts. They got tons and tons of friends. Me, my circle's tight. But my boyfriends, they got lots of friends, lots of friends. They always were extroverts. You understand? Tons of friends. So, needless to say, when we go out with his crew, and party with his crew, and his friends become my friends, and then his friends' girlfriends become my friends. And I like that. I did. Because I got to know them. I got to know their girlfriends. Excuse me. I got to know their girlfriends. And most of them, they had nice girlfriends. Very nice, down to earth, quiet like me. But just like to party once in a while. Yeah, so they just we all just had great times. But that's what I like. I like an extroverted guy. I like a guy like me, meaning that very secretive and laid back and stuff like that. But I like an extrovert because I like to be pulled out my shell and enjoy life. Because I love enjoying life. It's just that I'm so picky sometimes. Sometimes I pick too hard. So you know, and then if he's there, he'd be like, "Oh, meet so and so," and blah 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 blah. And then they introduce themselves. We start talking, and we start finding out, that we she's great or I'm great or whatever. And then I let loose, and I start enjoying myself around people. So that's another thing I didn't like about um, Jamaican clubs, because they just stood around looking pretty. Everybody was looking successful and stuff like that, but they just did not dance a lot. A lot of standing around modeling. You know, Third thing is that they only play their music. Back in the day, I wasn't that much into soca calypso, but I was into American music. But when you go to Jamaican clubs, they only want to play Jamaican music. One or two oldie but goodie American song, then boom, back to Jamaican music. No calypso, no soca, no rap. If any American music is real quick, swift, they play for a few seconds just to give you a taste, and they boom back to Jamaican music. So they were just playing their own music all the time, and I'm like, okay, there's other things besides reggae or whatever it is that they play. I forget. I used to be so heavy into it. Um, and needless to say, I wasn't really into soca either. I was into American music heavy. I was into American music heavy. When I go to my soca clubs, yeah, I'm into it. I used to have to ask my sister or my cousin or my friend, who sang that? I remember the first time my homegirl Alice, I'm not calling any names, when she's she was my best friend. We grew up together from since we was born. So she took me to this Marshall Montano first fete in America. I remember it was some club, I think on Utica or something like that. That was his launch, his welcoming into the United States, and she took me. So I said, okay, great. I had a great time. I mean, the club was packed, and I'm like, who's this Marshall Montana? I didn't know. And she was explaining, and he's the hottest thing out of Trinidad, and blah blah blah. And then every time a song come on, I'm like, oh, the song is good. Who made this? And I had to keep asking, because she's into her Trini culture. That's one thing about my family. They into their Trini culture. You understand? I was the odd man out. I'm into American music and stuff like that, and my family was into their Trini culture, Trini music, everything. Everybody go crazy on Labor Day and this and that. Everybody was worrying about the costumes and stuff like that. So was I when I was little. But when I started in my late 20s, I started being more into Jamaican clubs and American clubs. So I kind of fell back a little bit. So I wasn't knowledgeable about who was the upcoming soca artist, calypso king, queen. I wasn't up and think until one day, my friend, thing again, my best friend at the time, she took me to Miami for the first time. I fell in love with Miami. I fell in love, and she took me to all the concerts and stuff like that, and some competition, and I think it was Allison Hines competing, and they were saying, who do you think? It was her and somebody else, and then we went to like all the parties, the band parties, and they had this one band. I was so impressed. And there was, I think, four guys and this one girl. They put on a show. I was like, oh my God, this band is going to be big. This young lady, she is going to be big. You understand? So I went somewhere I can really see and hear her, because I was on the floor and I'm short, so I can hear it. And then when I heard and I saw a little bit of the performance, because I'm doing this back and forth, I said, let me get a better spot. So I went somewhere on top of something. Some guy let me on top of something, and I was high, and I just saw everything. I said, this young lady is going to be big. This band is going to be big. I think a year later, she got in a car accident in Trinidad, and she died. Up to this day, I can't remember the name of the band or the name of the young lady, but I guess she was the Aaliyah of Trinidad. I can't remember her name, but she was on her way up, and that band was on their way up. Maybe they still made it, because I can't recall the band name, but that young lady, she was on her way up. But she died in a car crash in Trinidad. She was driving somewhere and she went over the thing she said, and she died. I was so upset. I mean, I didn't know her, but I felt the pain when I heard she passed. I'm like, oh my God, it can't be. I couldn't believe it. But she would have been something great. And I think they had another band with another young lady, but I just remember her, that she would have made it, because she was great. Performer, singer, everything. Sometimes people just have that it factor. Sometimes you can't explain it, but when you see them perform, it exudes out of them. And then you be like, she has it. She's made to be that singer, that front singer, and my heart broke. I wasn't her parents, but I felt like I knew her, because I knew in my heart she would have been very, very big in calypso, Caribbean music, and I felt so bad, and I felt so sad to hear when I heard she passed and she got in a car accident. So yeah, that was in Miami, and I'm like, okay. So I started getting back in my calypso and soca culture and stuff like that. But the main but I love um all Caribbean islands. But of course you love your own, which is Trinidad and Tobago. And as much as I try to stay away from Jamaican men, they always find their way to me. And I be telling them, listen, I don't date Jamaican men, because I really had a bad experience with the guy I lived with for 10 years. I had such a bad experience with him. I said, I don't date Jamaican men. Oh, I'm different, da, 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 and they would not leave me alone. And what I say that to say is, the reason why I think that Jamaicans and Trinidadians don't get along is because we're mixed. The Jamaican men, anytime you hear Jamaican is with a Trini, it's always the woman, majority time. 99% of the time when you hear that mixture, it's always the Jamaican men with the Trini woman. And there goes the problem, why Trinidad and Jamaica don't get along, because the Jamaican women can't stand us because of that reason. That reason is their men is always running after Trini women. You understand? And we don't believe it. We be trying to run away from them too. I'm telling you. We be trying to run away from Jamaican men fast and furious. But they just come after Trini women, and I don't know. And then this morning I was thinking, who's a good match? Trini men and Jamaican women, because they too have the same attitude. Let me tell you, Trini women, we're so laid back. We don't care about nothing but minding our business. You understand? Home, food, friends, fete, which is partying. You understand? Meeting around family thing, whatever. We don't mess with nobody's man, nothing like that. You understand? And we don't be gossiping like that. Now, the Trini man, you want to know gossip? You talk to a Trini man. If you want to know anything that's going on around Trinidad about anybody, you talk to a Trinidadian man. He would know everything. A Trinidadian man knows everybody's business. And Trini women just is so laid back, and people think it's no, we don't mind people business. The Trini men be minding people business and bringing all their problems to us. You understand? And here goes the Jamaican women. They do the same thing as the Trini man. Mind everybody business. They always want to start some shit. And, and the Jamaican men are so effing laid back. like a Trini woman. They, excuse me, they lay back. They don't like to argue too much. I mean, I'm not saying they don't argue. I'm just saying they don't like arguing too much. They just want to, simple lifestyle when they home and stuff like that. They laid back. So a Jamaican man and a Trini woman always find each other because they have the same personality. Now, Jamaican women gets mad because a lot of islands don't like them because they're bossy. They You would think the Jamaican woman is the man in the relationship. You understand? That's why a lot of West Indian men don't like. So a lot of the other West Indian islands don't really seek out Jamaican women, and they get upset. So they come after whoever comes after whoever is dating a Jamaican man. And lucky me, I'm always having some problem with some Jamaican woman. I'm like, listen, take your problems over there. I don't want no parts of you. You understand? And they don't know how to break up with they baby fathers. They don't know how to break up with their exes. They feel like once they had that man, they always should have that man. And that's how Trini men feel. And American men. Trini men feel like that's my baby mother. I can have her anytime that I want. And American men too. You have to cut them short. So Trini men and Jamaican women think, I'm making soup. Trini men and Jamaican women feels the same way. Once I tap that ass and I got a child with you, I own you. Trini men and Jamaican women, they don't know how to let go. They don't know how to let go. Many times I have to tell my Jamaican boyfriend, handle your shit. You understand? You tell your baby mother that, she cannot control you just because she has a child. Because the Jamaican woman would try to still control the man, so therefore she's trying to control his new relationship. But me, you gotta put that short, and they use the kids, and they use the kids. If nothing else works, they use the kids to get the man to show them any kind of affection or attention. And of course, Jamaican men love their kids. So when they hear something about their kids, they go running, and then come to find out the Jamaican woman just want attention. You understand? And then when he gets there, she's in her bikini, her panty, want to give him food, want to give him sex, all kinds of stuff. Oh, I won't say nothing, all kinds of mess that the Jamaican women do. And I'll be cutting that short. I'm like, you gotta put your baby mother in her place. She can't be trying to come between her, because she's not controlling my house. When she starts controlling my house, you can go over there. You understand? I said, I know you love your child is my child, or whatever, but when I see that she's consistently and constantly doing some shit to control you or make you jump, just to show me that she can make you jump, no, I have to end this relationship. But yeah, Jamaican women and Trini men should get together. Y'all exactly like. Y'all do not know how to let go at all. And y'all in everybody's business. And y'all are bullies. You understand? Jamaican women they're bullies. You understand? For no reason. They just want to be in control of everything. You understand? So that's it. So to all the Jamaican women, Trini women don't be wanting your man. We be pushing them away, but they won't. They be running. They be running after us. I'm telling you. They be running after us. A couple of my cousins is married to Jamaican men, and I be hearing their stories. He's like, I didn't want him. He wouldn't leave me alone. Yeah, I got a couple of cousins married to Jamaican men. And I be hearing the stories, and I'm like, yeah, I know. But that's the main problem, I think. Because up to this day, she stalks me. Up to this day, that 10-year relationship I was telling you about, she stalks me. She knew by the time, because what happened when him and I broke up, she thought that because they had a second child, while he was living with me. So, I broke up with him. And so she thought when I threw him out, he would come live with her. He didn't. He got his own apartment. And I guess he was singing a song about telling her whatever that he was telling her. So about 3 years later, he married another Jamaican girl, gave her her green card and brought her to the country and married her. But yet still, his baby mother is angry at me. I'm like, listen, I sent him to you. He didn't come to you. What do you want me to do? Why are you stalking me for what? How many years ago was that? Why are you stalking me for 25 years? Yes, it's been 20-something years. Him and I have not been together. I haven't seen him since. And she's been stalking me. Her kids are grown now. And she's still stalking me, I heard. And I'm like, I sent him to you when I found out you had another child with him. What's the problem? How come you're not after his wife? Because she's Jamaican. See, Jamaican and Jamaican can't battle. They can't. Because they want to bully everybody else, but they know the level of thing that another Jamaican woman would give them. So they walk lightly when it comes to another Jamaican woman, because the other Jamaican woman, even though she seems calm, she seems like a nice girl or whatever. And side note, he met his wife while living with me. He used to go on vacation. So he was messing with his baby mother, and he was messing with the girl in Jamaica, because he used to go on trips. And the last couple of times that he went to Jamaica on vacation with his mom, he met some girl, and they started a relationship. How I know? His sister showed me all the receipts, because she called me. She said, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore, because I'm married. You've been with my brother for 10 years, and this is what he's doing to you. And she showed me receipts. She showed me all the Western Union. She showed me all the Western Union receipts. He used to send her money. And then what else did she show me? She showed me a baby. All in one day. She said, I got something to show you. All in one day. So she showed me the receipts of him cheating on me with some girl in Jamaica that he's taking care of and trying to bring her to the United States. Then she showed me the live baby, because while I came to I spent the night at the baby was hiding in her room. So when I came in, I didn't know there was a baby, and he went to work. And his sister came to me and said, I got something to tell you. Because I came to see him. She said, I got something to tell you. And I got something to show you. So she showed me the receipts of the Western Union stuff. And she went into her room. I said, where's she going? She went into her room and bought a live baby. I was like, who this? She said, this is Andre's son. I'm like, Andre's son? She said, yes. She said, Karen had another baby for my brother, and he didn't tell you, and everybody was telling him to tell you. I said, oh, okay. Thanks for telling me. Y'all went in his room. I filled up the tub full of water. I poured everything I knew I can find of his. I put it in the thing, and he was a DJ. He was a part-time DJ too. I'm looking for all his equipment to put in the water. And that's that. But yeah, I left him. He should have been with you, because the baby was brand new. The baby was what 6 months old, if even between 1 and 6 months old. The baby was when she showed me the baby. I said, oh, really? A whole baby? She said, yeah, he got another baby with Karen. I was like, okay. And that's it. So he's like, I told him don't ever, you know, pick up the phone and call me ever again. And and that was it. And then she got mad with me years later, still stalking me about Andre. And I'm like, Karen, come on. But that was her first love. He was Andre was how many years older than Karen? When I met her, she was 17, and she already had baby Andre, his first son. And they broke up. I made sure they broke up. I asked the mother, the sister, because when I used to go to his house, I asked everybody in the family, is Andre really broke up with Karen? They said yes. And and I asked him, of course. You understand? And then about a year or two later, him and I moved in together. And yeah, but all the time, both of them was still doing whatever, I guess. And then in the 10th year, she got pregnant with the second baby or something like that. So anyway, so the difference, like I said, between the argument between Jamaica and Trinidad is because your women are bullies. Trinidad women don't like that. Trinidad women, we don't like arguing. I'm not saying we can't fight, we could, but we just don't like arguing and fussing all the time. I think it's because when we was younger, we was arguing with our family and our parents too much, because Trinidadian parents is really hard on their kids. They just, oh my God. My grandmother, she was sweet or whatever, but she used to have me, doing a lot of things, and my mom is always cleaning the house and always doing chores and stuff like that. So we don't like arguing too much. Trinidadian men, yeah, y'all, Trinidadian men and Jamaican women would make great couples. I swear, they just exactly alike. Always being bullies, always in somebody's business, always gossiping. They know everything. So anytime you want to know something, don't ask the Trini woman. Ask the Trini man. I'm telling you, he would know more than us. He would know where everything. He would know what time the husband leaves. I'm telling you, that's how deep Trinidadian men are. That's what they do when they hang out. They just talk about everybody business. Yep. In a jokey way, in a funny way. You understand? In a funny way, though. But, yeah, Trinidad and Jamaica, we love each other, but it's one of those, you love your parent, but you can't live with them. Or you love your family, or you can't live. Yeah, that's the thing with Jamaica and Trinidad. It's the men. Jamaican women just get mad that they don't see what Jamaican men see in us. You understand? And because we have similar personalities, Jamaican men are very laid back. You understand? They always up with a scheme, but they're very laid back, and they don't like a lot of argument, a lot of fussing and fighting. They like us. When we strike, we strike. We're not gonna strike you for no petty shit. Jamaican men and Trini women, we're not gonna strike you for no petty shit. When we come at you, we coming at you for something big, but you think it's petty, but because you keep doing shit over and over and over again, and we don't respond. But when we respond, y'all get upset. That's, so we're very similar, Trinidadian women and Jamaican men. So that's why we probably click like that. That's why we always become couples, because we have similar personalities in regards to that. As far as the tricks, the other stuff, we got our little adventure side. Trinidadian women are very adventurous, and Jamaican men love that. You want to try a little this, you want to do a little that. We're very adventurous as far as that. We just, we're quiet, but we're very we like trying things. lack of terminology. I'm trying to find a word. You understand? Lack of terminology. So, um, if he say, let's go do this, we do that. It's exciting. We like excitement. We don't like sticking at home doing nothing and being the plain old housewife. We like doing that. We love making our men feel good. We love doing stuff for our men. We love taking care of our men. You understand? We do that. But we like excitement. We're not the sit at home type. We like being out there and doing things. You understand? And we like to do it with our man. You understand? So that's why I think that Jamaica and Trinidad don't get along. They like fighting and fussing. And they a whole bunch of scammers and and we be like, okay, stay over there. I'm not gonna keep arguing with you. You want to fight? You so used to being a bully, because a lot of Jamaican women are built. They tall and they're you know a lot of Jamaican women are tall, and a lot of Jamaican women are outwardly built. I'm not talking about big breasts and stuff. They just tall, and a lot of Trini women wear short, or not, or if we're not short, we're demure looking and stuff like that. You understand? We got a temper, but we don't show it. They do. Everything is a yelling and screaming match with the women, the Jamaican women. You understand? And Trini women is like that. We're not like that. We're not like that. Yelling and screaming all the time. We're not like that. We do it, but every 5 seconds, no. We don't do it. We don't, and we're not bullies. We would quicker back down to look stupid than to keep arguing with you. Yeah, that's Trini women. Listen, I'm not gonna pay attention to her. Let her keep doing all this, whatever. You understand? But when we strike, we strike. When we strike, we strike. Because we're not into this back and forth stuff. We're not into this back and forth conversation. You just want to hear our mouth. We're not trying to do that. We just want some peace in our lives. Because we heard that all our lives when we was growing up. So we just want some peace in our lives. And like I said, that's why we get along with Jamaican men. All they want is some peace in their life, because all y'all Jamaican women, all y'all do is scream and holler in their ear. You understand? So they don't want that. And you like being in control of the relationship. And we get control in our relationship. Why? Because when they come home, we don't start arguing with them as soon as they come through the door. We let them relax or whatever. If we have something for them to do, we let them do it or whatever. With you guys, as soon as they walk through the door, it's an argument, it's a fuss, a fight. One thing about Andre is, like, he used to come home one time every day. So that goes to show you that we barely used to argue. You understand? And when you see a man comes home the same time every day, that means his home is his peace. You understand? So he wants to come home, relax, or whatever. Even though he goes out afterwards, he comes home first thing after work, because it's relaxed. Most people, when they have problems at home, or when they have to hear argument all the time, they find other things to do, and they always late to coming home. Because walking through that door is a headache. As soon as they walk through the door, y'all want to argue, y'all want to do this, y'all want to do that. It's just like when a man wants sex. You want him to lead up to sex, right? You want him to lead up to sex. So therefore, there's no argument. It's always nice this, always nice that. You understand? But as soon as he walked through the door and you argue with him, he's not going to want to come home. In my household, he came home. That's how I never knew he was cheating. He came home every day at the same time, or close to the same time. He was never late. Every day. And then one time, I remember I came home late from school because I was in school too. And he pissed me off. Why? Because when he came from work, he washed up, did whatever, whatever. He went to bed. As soon as I walk in the door, oh, I'm hungry. You cooking? I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, Andre, you could pick up some food and cook it. Why you waiting for me to cook? You was here first. You was here a whole 2 hours before me. Why you waiting till I walk through the door for me to cook? You can cook. Your mom taught you how to cook. You could have cooked something. You know, okay, so that kind of pissed me off with him and stuff like that. But he came home every day on time because his house was serenity to him. You understand? I didn't argue with him all the time like that. So, that's how I never knew he was cheating, because he came home on time at the same time all the time. And that's how I got to throw him out when I found out he was cheating, because he came home the same time all the time. So when he was on his way home and I found out he was cheating, went home, packed his shit real nice. I think in a garbage bag or some of his suitcases. Because remember, he used to go to Jamaica back home. So I'm looking for the same suitcase. You taking your girl, I don't want to call her a name because she's his wife now. So, and I don't know what she was told. So I can't go after her. I can't go after her and say, oh, you stole my man. Because I don't know what he told this young lady. He was telling all the other chicks, I'm his cousin. Yes, I'm telling you, this nigga had a lot of nerve. We be in the bed, because I'm not a jealous person. I'm not a curious person, because he was very outgoing. He was a DJ, so he knew everybody. So when the phone rang and a girl is on the phone, I'm not one of those women, let me talk to her, let me make sure. I'm not that, because I believe in fate. I don't like forcing guys into falling in love with me or being in love with me. I'm not for you, you're not for me, if I find out. And then my stepfather always tell me, when a man gets sloppy and all his business are coming to you, he wants you to find out. So drop him. My stepfather. You understand? So I listen to my stepfather. So when he used to get his phone calls, I'm thinking it's friends or whatever. I didn't care, but some was friends and some was girls. Why? Because I was walking from the train one time and this girl followed me from the train. And we was crossing the street together. Oh, I like your coat. I said, oh, thank you. My man bought it for me. And he didn't buy me shit. You hear me? But by the time, or she was asking her questions and I saw how she was looking, I said, and I recognized her. I said, oh, this is probably one of Andre's chicks, So then she said, oh, I like your bracelet. I said, I'm saying to myself, what the fuck, you trying to rob me? I always carry my knife. So you try to rob me, bitch, you're going to get stabbed up. Yeah, I always used to carry my knife back in the day in Brooklyn. I sure did. And so she's like, oh, I like your bracelet. Because I had my father jeweler and everything, so I had jewelry all up my arm, no kidding. All up my arm back in the day, or earrings here, and here, of course. And all my watches and stuff over here. So I said, oh, because then I realized she's one of his chicks. I said, oh, my man bought it for me. And I looked at her, and I'm like, bitch, if you only knew, this nigga ain't buy me shit. Yeah. But you got to make your man look good. And especially she's the next bitch. So yeah, he's giving me all his money. You understand? And so I was like, whatever. So then when he came home, I checked him on that. I'm like, some girl who I know is following me. So whoever she is, check her. You understand? And I just described the coat she had on her, which I forgot. So that was that was that. But Jamaica's a beautiful island. I've never been there. Jamaica's a beautiful island. I watch a lot of YouTube. It's a beautiful island, beautiful culture. And like I said, the food was great back in the day, and I'm sure if you go to Jamaica, you get some great food, you know. So, but in New York, not anymore. But and with Trinidad, we have a little bit of restaurants, and but the food is good, but our restaurants is far and in between. And it's kind of strange because Brooklyn is Trini Central, we call it. And we can barely find a Trini restaurant in Brooklyn. You know, yeah, we call Brooklyn Trini Central because the majority of Trinis that come to New York end up in Brooklyn to live. You know, and yeah, but both islands are beautiful. Both islands are beautiful. Um, the old fashioned the old people, like, you know, my friend's mother. No, oh, they're great. They got manners. They can cook. They got a clean house. You can eat from them. You know, because you know they clean themselves good. They clean the thing good. You understand? These days, the young Jamaicans and probably the young Trinis, but the young Jamaicans, I'm telling you, everybody's on the street. They want to party. They want to do this. They look nice on the outside. You go to their house, they got a mattress on the floor. You know, and I'm like, what's going on here? Priorities, priorities. But as far as the differences, those are the differences um, with the islands. But it all stems, I think, it all stems from the men being attracted to Trini women. We try we try to deter them. We be like, no, but they like our vibe. They like our vibe. We laid back. Jamaican men like that. They like laid back women. You understand? And so don't stop fighting with us. You understand? Um, Either change your attitude or try dating a Trini man. I'm telling you. Try dating a Trini man. I'm telling you. They are perfect. They are perfect. They are perfect for Jamaican women. I'm telling you. All y'all Jamaican women who is single and y'all can't stand y'all Jamaican baby father right about now, date a Trini guy. I'm telling you. They exactly like you. They are what you want. They for real. They are what you're looking for. I'm telling you. They're close to Jamaican men, meaning they like seeking other ladies and stuff. But with a Trini man, you can cut that short real quick. Jamaican men, they very sneaky and stuff. But the Trini man, once you hem him up, and y'all Jamaican women are good for that. Y'all good for hemming men up. Once you hem that Trini man up, and you go in his face and you say, you better not be messing around, they get scared and they stop. They do. So y'all Jamaican women got, you know, I'm giving y'all a little tip. You understand? Trini men and Trini women don't really vibe, you know, that well. We get together because of culture. So you be like, oh, what the hell? We can't find nobody else. You understand? But Jamaican women and Trini men, I think y'all will make great couples. For real. The tip is, and you do it naturally. You like hemming men up. You like, you know, taking full force of a man. And Jamaican men don't like that because they cuff back. But we Trini women, we know how to handle them, you know. So they don't get to do all that stuff to us, but, you know, except that one. But yeah, but I think y'all would make great couples, Trini men and Jamaican women. I mean, the hardcore Trini men. You understand? Oh yeah. Cause Trini men, they are no fucking joke. I'm telling you, oh my god, Trini men are no effing joke. But once you pull they coat, they get scared of you, and they straighten up quick. Trini women, we like that adventure with your Jamaican men. So that's why we put up with Jamaican men, because we get bored. You got to always keep us going, Trini women. You understand? So we venture out with the Jamaican men. But Trini men, hem them up, girls. Push them in the corner and point in their face. Say, if you fucking cheat on me again, I'll beat the shit. And I'm gonna fucking leave you. Some shit like whatever y'all be saying. Take them to court, do whatever. They scared of all that shit. They scared. They run. They would straighten up. They would straighten up so quickly. You understand? But I think that's the problem with the Jamaican Trini relationship. The men, they think we always want they men, but it's the opposite. They always run after us, and we tell them no. Why we tell them no? We don't want to deal with y'all because y'all can't let go y'all baby fathers. Y'all feel like once you have a baby with that man, you own him, and it's not true. You don't. You don't own the person just because you have kids. You got to learn how to live your life outside of your using your kids or outside of your baby daddy. You always want somebody to take care of you financially. No, you always up to that slick shit. Stop. Because when you see they meet me, all that shit stops. And then that's why y'all hate me, because I tell my men, you are not giving her a dime. If she wants cash, let her take you to child support. If she want to take care of your child, let her give you a list of everything that child needs. Because she's going to take half of that and take care of it, and she's going to run to everybody, oh, my baby daddy taking care of me, and blah, blah. No, none of that shit. I don't play that shit. You ain't getting cash out of nothing unless it comes straight from his check from child support. But if y'all have a little thing, I'm like, okay, let me see the list that the child needs. You are not giving her cash. That's just me. I don't know how other women handle their relationship. My man is not giving nobody no cash unless it's court ordered. Because I know women. I know how women think, and I know how women be going around trying to belittle the woman that he's living with. You're not going to do that to me. I'm sorry. I'm not the one. But I love my child. Okay, you can love your child. Get a list of what the child needs. We go shopping and you buy it. That's it. You're not giving her money because that's showing that you're taking care of her and the child. No, the money is for the child. Buy whatever the child needs. If she wants cash, let her take you to court. Let her take you to court. I don't care what agreement they had. That's just me. Other women can handle their relationship however they want. My man is not giving another woman cash. I'm sorry. That's not me. Because that means she's controlling your relationship. And that's what she likes. She wants to control her new relationship, and she wants to control thing. You understand? And that's how Trini men are. And American men, they wanna control their ex. No, I had to cut my ex. I'm like, okay, from now on, pick up your child at my mother's house. Don't come back at my house. Do not come back at my house. Pick your child up at my mother's house. I had to cut him short quick. You don't control this anymore. Sorry. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Raymond. And all the other watchers. For every for my live. And come back tomorrow for the next conversation. And I hope that you had a great time listening to what I have to say. And I hope that you guys think about what I said. And no, I don't hate all Jamaicans. And I don't hate Jamaica. I just, want the women to stop acting up or whatever. But you're part of the West Indies. I love you guys. And I wish the best for you and your country. So have a great day, everybody. I gotta go cook my I'm cooking some tripe soup. It was supposed to be cow heel soup, but we couldn't find the cow heel, so I bought some tripe and stuff like that, some corn and everything. It'll be good. So have a nice day, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Sugarheads Live. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you, Raymond, for joining in, and all the rest of the watchers. Bye.